Hi everyone, here is AhkTaar and welcome back for more news on Infinite Magicraid. And today in this video I'm going to talk about the future banner coming this Friday on the Excellent and Supreme Wishes. So it's a really interesting one because if you jump here in starting soon, we are going to have a double the legend summon event. And so remember that the first time you're gonna summon a legendary hero, a one is going to be given for free, but it's gonna be completely random during this kind of banner. Remember that you're gonna have 5 heroes in the banner, 5 legendary heroes. You are gonna have higher rates to obtain them, but you can also obtain heroes outside of the banner. So I hope you're gonna be lucky enough if you want to try your luck summoning on this session. And so I want to talk about the heroes we are gonna have. The first one is Geeliman. In the Wizard's Eye. This is Geeliman. She is super interesting for many things. First of all, she is a blue mark hero, a blue mark support hero, and she is interesting, awesome for the blue mark tower because she can lower the speed by 40% in AoE and can remove all the buffs from all the targets. So she is interesting against the boss that has the shield to remove it. Also, she is really awesome for the arena. If you don't have Elaina with exclusive 1, she is gonna do the same as her, with a bit more chance to reduce the speed by 40%. If you have Elaina exclusive 1, she can remove all the buffs using her second skill, so you have a lowest cooldown, and she can lower the speed in AoE by 40% with a 70% chance. So Geeliman doesn't require an exclusive in order to do that. She is interesting also to deal some damage, and she cannot be silenced because if you try to inflict silence on her, she is gonna land the silence to the inflictor. So she is pretty interesting for that. She is a support, but also a she has DPS, a DPS mechanic. If you have exclusives on her, she is going to deal a crazy amount of damage, otherwise don't rely on her for the damage. But still, she is awesome for this skill, the AoE buff removal and the speed reduction, so she is great. Then we are gonna have Elaina on the Holy Light Parliament. So it's another buff remover, and she is one of the best buff remover in the game because with her passive she's gonna lower the crit damage taken by your allies by 26%. With the second exclusive, she also increases the crit damage of all your heroes by the same amount, 26% with a passive, which is awesome. She can heal and cleanse attribute debuffs on all allies. This is awesome. Exclusive 3, it's a lot of exclusives, but she is gonna apply a shield by 30% of her max HP on your heroes, so she is great for that. But what is interesting here is the second skill, because she can remove all the buffs from enemies using the second skill with a 4-turn cooldown, and she has a 70% chance to reduce the speed of all enemies by 40% if you have the first exclusive. And if you have that, then she is awesome. She's gonna be great in the Force Mark Tower to lower the speed in AoE, awesome for all bosses fight, and in Arena this is just awesome to have this kind of stuff. And also with the basic attack, she is really interesting too because she can lower the defense by 30%, but she can also transfer all her debuffs to the target, and it works with pursuit and counter attack. And imagine you have a counter attack on her, one enemy is inflicting a debuff on you, she's gonna counter attack and transfer all the debuffs to the target. This is just awesome. And she's a support, so she's gonna have a lot of speed, and yeah, she is really interesting for that. Then we are gonna have Space. This is the first time we have Space in any banner in the game, and I'm pretty excited about that because she is one of the best hero in the game, especially if you have the third exclusive. With her passive, I think everybody knows her, but I would like to talk about her exclusives. She's gonna play first, thanks to her passive, get extra turn meta at the beginning of the wave, but if you have 3 exclusives on her, she's gonna be the best turn meta booster in the game. game, because without exclusive she's gonna boost by 20% the turn meta of your allies, but if you have her with 3 exclusive, you are gonna increase the turn meta of your allies by 30%. So she's gonna play first, and then she's gonna increase a super high amount of turn meta on all your heroes, and this is gonna help you so much in the arena. She becomes super strong in the arena once she has exclusive 3. I would love to have her exclusive 3, but this is why at the moment I am questioning myself. Should I try my luck and summon on this event to try to get copies of her, because she is really strong with exclusives. But if I summon a lot on this banner, then I will waste some summons. Maybe if we if Nicholas come back in the game in March, and if we need excellent and supreme wishes to get copies of him, then I will feel bad having someone on this banner. But I really want Elaina exclusive 1, and I really want exclusive 3 space. At the moment I don't have any exclusives on her. And if you have at least the first one, she becomes more interesting because it will increase the turn meta reduction on her basic attack, and this is so huge. Using that with Ben Austin, it's gonna be really interesting. Okay, then we are gonna have Maeve. I'm not a super fan of Maeve. I know that she deals a lot of damage, she is a great damage dealer, and also she has a unique mechanic. She is the only hero in the game that can lower the speed of the guild boss, because he is immune to speed reduction, but he is affected by this unique debuff, so she is pretty interesting for that. And she deals a lot of damage, can hypnotize. She is really interesting, but in my opinion I don't want her. She is not the best choice in the game, but still really strong. If you want her, you can try to get her. Then the final one is gonna be Luz. Luz from the Sword Harbor Guard. This one is pretty interesting. I want to try him again in the future to build him in order to see his potential in endgame, because as you can see, if you read his skills, he can deal a lot of attack damage, but also he deal extra damage on the basic attack and the ultimate based on the target's max HP, and he gets some increase, double the damage, the extra damage based on HP using the second exclusive on his ultimate. Normally he should deal a lot of damage to enemies and to bosses using this, so I'm pretty curious about his potential. So he is also interesting for the faction if you don't have other choices, so he is pretty decent. He is pretty interesting in my opinion. Then let's talk about the epic heroes. We are gonna have one more time Bizidon from the Eternal Sect. If you don't have copies of him, if you don't have him at least exclusive 3, then try your luck, try to get him and lock him. He is super interesting, and at the moment in the arena I'm building mine because I'm planning to build Margarita. I don't have exclusives on her, but I'm planning to put one on her in order to beat Nicholas exclusive 3 and Pauline teams, because trust me, this is how it works today. Enemies doesn't have a lot of control effects in their team because of Pauline, and so you can use again Space, Bizidon, Margarita and Focus if you have him. It's gonna destroy the entire arena at the moment, so if you have him, try to get him, because he, using his second skill, he's gonna cleanse all the debuffs on the target ally, and also cleans all the buffs also, and bring to this target attack buff 40%, crit rate up 50%, crit damage up 60%, and if you have 3 exclusives on him, he's gonna give an extra turn to the target. And if you play Margarita with 0 speed but just offensive stats, then she's gonna destroy everything. I really want to try it in the future, so I built him. Mine is Awaken 5, exclusive 2, so maybe I should try to summon just to get at least his 3rd exclusive to prepare the future. I don't know, but yeah, he is a super strong hero. Then we are gonna have Longbeard. Longbeard in the Dragon Tribe. I think this is Joseph. No, Longbeard is in the Forgotten. This is Longbeard. He is interesting, but not that much. He can freeze enemies, increase his own crit rate, and deal some decent damage with some leech, but then he's gonna lack damage. So I'm pretty sure that he cannot do anything in the game, so he is not a great unit. He is clearly food for me. Then we are gonna have Lomas. Lomas is a great hero to build for this faction, and also he can help in Blue Mark Tower and in other content in the game, early game. And because he is a great bleeder, he increases his own bleed damage over time during the fight, and he can get up to how much it is? Up to 20% more bleed damage. His arrow does better. His arrow increases his own bleed damage by 80%, but his arrow is a legendary hero, and not everybody does have a his arrow. So Lomas can inflict a ton of bleed using his ultimate, up to 8 bleeds at once, and he can trigger the bleed damage up to 6 layers using his ultimate if you have him with 3 exclusives, and so he's gonna deal a huge amount of bleed damage using that. Also, he is really interesting because of his basic attack. He can lower the resistance of the target, single target, by 25% and the speed by 20%, and also he can inflict a death reduction 30% on all enemies, inflict bleeds in AoE, up to 2 layers of bleeds in AoE. He is really interesting. I love this hero. Really strong for an epic hero. And finally we are gonna have Sadora. This is Sadora. She is interesting in Arena, not in other content, because if you have her exclusive 3, she's gonna apply a unique buff on all your heroes at the beginning of the wave, and so they are gonna take 25% less direct damage, and this is pretty interesting. So she's gonna put an attack down on the enemy with the highest attack in the opponent team, and inflict Severe Wound and Silence really often, so she is pretty interesting even in late game in Arena, in your defense team. So that was all for the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If it's the case, as usual, please like, comment and subscribe, and then see you in the next one. Bye bye.
Infinite Magicraid. Play to slay.